The Chargers were down 42-0 at halftime, and frankly, I mean, it's safe to say that Brandon Staley's dismissal was committed at halftime. Now, for formality's sake, he came back out in the second half, and the Chargers ended up losing 63-21, and that is an all-time loss right there. Al Michaels is on the telecast saying it's only a 45-minute flight back to LA from Vegas. True. 14 hours later, after the game is over, you hear the reports Brandon Staley and GM Tom Telesco are fired from the LA Chargers. And of course, especially around the holidays, you don't want anybody to lose their jobs. We don't want anybody to be without a paycheck, people struggling. But I think they'll figure things out. They are NFL coaches and executives at the end of the day. They've made a handsome amount of money. I think they can find something, just not up to those high standards that we've seen. Now, what they've done so far, let's talk about GM Tom Telesco. In the off-season of 2022, the Chargers are building off of this nice 2021 season when they were this close to making the playoffs, and they have this great young talented quarterback in his sophomore year heading into year 3, and they're trying to load up on the defense. Brandon Staley is a defensive guy coming from the LA Rams, and they need to reset the defensive side of the ball because they're going up against Patrick freaking Mahomes. They make some moves. J.C. Jackson, he's led the league in interceptions a couple years over in New England. They get Khalil Mack, coming off an injury, but still very effective coming off the edge and is a great pairing with Joey Bosa. Make some other moves. They bolster the offensive line. They extend Mike Williams, but a lot of these moves, maybe taking out Khalil Mack, 2 out of the 3 moves that I named just now did not pan out. J.C. Jackson hurt his knee and then was a complete bust in year 2, was promptly traded back to New England, and seems to be out of league due to personal issues there outside of football. Mike Williams, he has been often hurt, and now this year, after getting that extension, tears his ACL, done for the year. And too many times we've seen Mike Williams get hurt at inopportune times and hurting the Chargers offense. So now that means that Tom Telesco has to pay the price. Makes sense. And then with those signings, they haven't been panning out. They haven't been fitting into the scheme. That also means Brandon Staley is out. A lot of these decisions too, I mean, going for it on 4th down in your own territory did not work. It was like ultra aggressive, but it didn't have any sort of deep thought, deep thinking into it, critical thinking, right? Situational football is very important when you're a head coach in the NFL. And there's been too many times that Brandon Staley has fallen short of that, and it's cost the Chargers dearly. So it's a lost season at this point. I mean, right now, you want to pile up the losses. They own their first round draft pick. You want to use those assets. You want to have as many trades as you can to reset the roster because there is talent here, but there's a lot of tradable assets as well. And I think what they want to do is get younger because they're now heading into this extension for Justin Herbert. He's going to be paid the big bucks, and whether we like it or not, he hasn't won a playoff game. Is it entirely on the fault of Justin Herbert? No. I've been pretty consistent being a Justin Herbert defender. There's only so much I can do, and I feel like next year is truly put up or shut up. There are only so many excuses you can give, situation, the organization, whatnot, but there's going to be a time, because right now the way that's looking for the Kansas City Chiefs, they're on the trend down, and the Chargers still have some pieces to challenge the Chiefs. It's just a matter of, can they put this all together, grow a healthy culture, because the Chargers charging has been one of the biggest laughing stocks in the last 50 years or so. They have not won a Super Bowl. They have barely made a Super Bowl in their entire franchise history. I think everyone in their division has won a Super Bowl, even multiple Super Bowls, except the Chargers. And they're always going to be the LA Clippers or little brother in LA compared to the LA Rams. But they can really make some noise. It's not that they don't have the pieces. They have to get out of the way of their organizational dysfunction. So things have to change, and this is the first step in the right direction. You have the quarterback, get the head coach, get the GM, surround that organization with a healthy culture, and you might have something with the LA Chargers.